Hello, my beautiful awakening souls. I'm so excited to be here doing a tarot reading for you today. Yesterday, I was super sick, and I'm so sorry that I was not able to get a video up for you guys. And today, I'm still pretty sick. You're probably going to hear it in my voice, and I apologize. But I really wanted to make sure that I didn't miss the video for you guys today. I didn't want to miss 2 in a row. So I wanted to, even though I'm a little sick, while I'm feeling at least good enough to get up and stand up for a little while, I wanted to get this video out to you. So forgive me if you can hear me sniffling in the background. Hopefully you guys are having a great week and that you're feeling a little bit better than I am. And thanks you guys for all the support on the last video. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome, first of all, and please like and subscribe if you end up liking this video. We are a growing channel. We have a lot of interesting insights because of the amazing students that we've been working with for quite a long time. Some of us have been with us for years. Some of them have been with us for years because Cam and I have been doing this for quite a long time together. We used to work for a different person. That is how we met and how we got started. And now we are doing our own thing. And it is a blessing and an honor always to be here for you guys, to share what we've learned along the way. Oops. So I got a new, I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but I got a new little like tablecloth thingy, and I'm not quite sure what I think of it. This is the first time I've used it, and it's a little bit lumpy. It's velvet, but it's got a backing on it that makes it so it doesn't lay perfectly flat on the table. And I've ironed it and done all kinds of stuff to it to try to make it look nice and smooth and flat. And it's not cooperating, so I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to keep it. I am going to try it for a little while, see how it looks on camera, and maybe we'll stick with it. But you can kind of see how it makes the cards move a little. I don't know, maybe it'll flatten out over time. It's pretty, but I don't know. It's supposed to be made for tarot tables too, which is why I'm not quite sure why it wouldn't lay flat. I mean, I guess maybe some people don't care, but for me, I kind of do. Anyway, I am rambling on about my new cloth here. You guys are all on a pretty important and incredible journey. And who cares about tablecloths, right? What we do care about is what's going on with your divine masculine, which is why we're here today. So let's get into this reading and find out what in the heck is going on with our divine masculine. At the bottom of the deck, we have Page of Swords. Page of Swords in the upright. So with Page of Swords in the upright, we have a bit of curiosity going on from your divine masculine. This is, again, the overall energy for the reading itself. So this energy right here is going to kind of bleed into everything that's going on in the reading here. So curiosity, maybe they're talking to different people, trying to kind of decide how they think and feel about something. It seems to me like they're going off of what other people think are truth, rather than their own inner compass, their own intuition. And they're relying instead on the opinions and the gossip of others, which can oftentimes really create a lot of problems in our life. So let's see how this is going to affect your divine masculine going forward in their relationship with their karmics and with you, divine feminine. In recent past, your divine masculine has been very focused on relationships. They have wanted a solid relationship. They're very social people. They like having a lot of friends. They like being around a lot of people. They put a lot of weight on the relationships that they have, as far as the importance of them. They don't, for them, sometimes quantity is more important than quality. And that's maybe a little bit due to the fact, I mean, it's probably personality, but it may also be some immaturity from your divine masculine. Popularity, having a lot of people around them is something that makes them feel more connected and makes them feel more of an air of importance in the world. And so they're not really selective. They're just kind of friends with everyone. And on some levels, that can be really good. But on other levels, that means that they can invite a lot of energy into their life that actually doesn't really benefit them. It can give them a very scattered energy. And with their divine, or not their divine, their divine karmic, ha ha ha. Yeah, with their karmic here, we have Nine of Pentacles in reverse and Ace of Swords in reverse. So your divine masculine is having some setbacks. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that they have really fragmented and mixed energy. And they're getting pulled in so many different directions because they haven't really learned that who they center themselves around, who they spend a lot of time with, the kinds of relationships that they develop have a pretty profound impact on them. And so, and there's just, I mean, there's really, we only can, there's only so much of us that can go around, right? And if we're trying to maintain, a whole bunch of friendships and a whole bunch of relationships simultaneously, we spread ourselves thin. And so the mentality that your divine masculine has had when they're networking for business, when they're doing things with friendships, family, too many tennis balls are being thrown at them and they don't have the ability to be able to juggle them all. And so, of course, some of those tennis balls are going to fall down to the ground. Things are being dropped. Relationships are starting to go sour. People can become resentful. I actually am getting a sense of maybe a people pleaser mentality with your divine masculine. They kind of aim to please everyone. And maybe this is coming from low self-esteem and a lack of self-worth. They're trying to draw their self-worth from the relationships that they have with others. And in actuality, what they're doing in the long run is creating problems, because over time, people have expectations, and if you're spreading yourself too thin, you can't meet the expectations and needs of others, nor do you give them an opportunity to meet yours. And so that's creating some static and some problems for your divine masculine in their karmic relationship and relationships with friends and coworkers as well. All right. Toward you, we have the Empress in reverse and the Devil in reverse. There's a lot of reversals right now. Your divine masculine has felt like they were not quite ready to have the intensity in the relationship that they've had with you. They know this subconsciously, but they're also pretty consciously aware of it as well. So they know that something feels off, but they're not blaming you for it. There's a codependency that I think is coming from both of you toward each other because of maybe past traumas, hurts, and things like that. And depending on attachment styles or attachment types, one of you could be anxious, the other one could be more of an avoidant. And so how things are dealt with can seem very confusing to the other. The underlying motivations for why you react and respond and perceive the way that you do is a mystery to them. They can't figure it out, and it almost seems like scary to them, which triggers them into feeling some feelings of avoidance out of fear. And so then the way that they act and respond seems very weird and mysterious to you. And it's a kind of triggering that's going back and forth between the two of you. And they're aware of this, and they know there's something wrong, but they don't know how to fix it. And so their tendency may be to just avoid dealing with it altogether. And this is not a lack of attraction or desire toward you. It's actually a fear response to the attraction and desire toward you. They don't want to get hurt. They're used to very surface relationships, and this one is threatening the known world of like easygoing, don't get too deep, don't get too close, have a lot of people around, and then you never really have to go to these deeper intimate levels. And with you, that's exactly what happened, and it's kind of freaked them out. Divine Feminine. It's definitely freaked them out. All right, so currently with your Divine Masculine, we have a Seven of Swords. So with Seven of Swords energy, your Divine Masculine is feeling like maybe they haven't been being honest or authentic in their life. They're getting a few experiences that are showing them that they're not really living their true self. Like they're kind of living through a mask. They're presenting themselves one way, and they're hiding all of the deeper emotional parts of themselves. They do not feel comfortable letting that stuff out, which may be why they've had this energy of keeping people at a surface level. It's safer for them. They don't feel threatened. Although it's actually the opposite, right? It's the deeper, more intimate relationships that keep us safe when we open ourselves up to the right people to be vulnerable with. And it's these other surface relationships that can actually threaten to destroy us over a period of time. And even though that's the reality of it, sometimes our protective, barriers that go up can be very deceiving and make us think the opposite is true. And that's what I see happening with your Divine Masculine. They're starting to maybe get a little bit of a clue, and that would definitely have something to do with this relationship over here, because your relationship is something deeper than they've experienced before, and so it's causing a lot of like purging and upheaval for your Divine Masculine, which they're not comfortable with, again, because they've learned to suppress and push things down and to be like strong and to create an image and then live up to the image. And so having to deal with the truth of who they are and the truth of the relationships that they've had really threatens that image that they've really worked hard to create. And it's going to be a rough ride for a Divine Masculine to kind of wake up from that. So in the karmic situation, it has become a very competitive kind of like tit for tat type of relationship for your Divine Masculine. If they're dealing with a karmic partner, which I believe that they are, whether that person is in an active relationship with them or a relationship that has ended, if it's a relationship that's ended, they still have their kind of like tentacles in your Divine Masculine's energy. They're dealing with someone who's constantly like in this frame of mind of one-upping. Now, this is due to the fact that your Divine Masculine has attracted this kind of relationship because of the mental barriers and blocks that they've had, and that energy of keeping things surface, not allowing themselves to be open and vulnerable. Now, they're attracted to this type of person because they're not, there's like less fear of losing them. There's less fear of connection. And this person is probably somewhat similar on some level, but the thing is this kind of relationship is exactly what validates. It's like the snake eating its tail, right? It validates the fear while at the same time comforting the fear. I don't have to get too close. I don't have to let my guard down. I feel safe, even though it's toxic. But again, the toxicity is exactly what validates that I need to keep myself safe. And so, eventually this kind of relationship, it's not self-sustaining. It cannot go on for a long period of time. It'll feel good at first, and then it'll start to reveal itself to be what it actually is, which is a toxic relationship where it's feeding into both partners' fears and patterns. And so that's why it's a karmic relationship, right? We have to learn these karmic lessons in order to level up. And leveling up is what happens when we meet our twin flame. So they're being pushed into this process just like you. Now, even though your divine masculine does not experience an awakening the same way that you do, divine feminine, they still go through their own process of, climbing Jacob's ladder and, going through the ascension process, because you guys are connected and you're one, right? So if one's going through it, of course the other is too. Two hands, one body, two bodies, one soul, two paths, one destination. You get it. All right, so toward you. All right, so they've had so much, they've dealt with so much toxicity. I wouldn't say it's massively deep levels of abuse, although that is possible. But for many of your divine masculines, I wouldn't say it's, horrible levels of abuse, but it's been surface, unfulfilling relationships that really have only served to show divine masculine what they don't want and what they don't, like what doesn't serve them well. Because sometimes it's just as important in our journeys of life to know what doesn't serve us well as it is to know what does serve us well. And sometimes we have to go through that process of knowing what we don't like first through experience. And so they've brought that, unfortunately, into the meeting with you. Now, this isn't a coincidence, okay? Twin flames meet when they're meant to meet. You don't accidentally meet your twin flame, and you don't just casually bump into each other, and it wasn't by like the divine, universe's plan. It was meant to happen when it happened. I promise you that. Even if your mind says, yeah, but if we were supposed to meet right now, why would they be with a karmic? Or why would I be with a karmic? Or why would we both have all these problems that we have to overcome? Well, that's exactly why you meet your twin flame, because it reroutes you and redirects you and starts your ascension and puts you on the right path. That is the divine mission of the twin flames. You're on your mission with your twin flame. Now, is there another mission that you guys may accomplish? Probably. Now, will you do it together? Is it going to live up to the expectations of your mind? Do you even know what that is? Maybe you don't right now, and that's okay. But you're on it regardless of whether or not your mind agrees with the current circumstances of that mission or not. And sometimes that can give the mind a little bit of pain, but it should actually give you some solace, because it helps you to realize, okay, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. My mind keeps telling me things should be different, or, things shouldn't have been this way, or, I should be further along, or my divine masculine shouldn't be where they're at. That's the mind and its programming and its way that it works against you sometimes. And if you don't master your mind will master you. And the point of the twin flame coming into your life was for you to learn how to master over your mind. They're doing the same thing. So they've brought some stuff. They got baggage, and you've got baggage. And then meeting each other makes all that baggage come up to the surface, and it's like got to be like purged out, right? And this is good. This isn't because you're meant to be with your twin, because you're already with your twin. This is because you guys are a catalyst to each other to live your best life. Okay, so divine masculine, right now they're probably triggering the crap out of you, and you're triggering the crap out of them. And that's okay, because that's exactly what's supposed to happen. And your mind is like, F you, Andrea. Well, I get it. I was in the same place for a long time. But I promise you, there is this absolutely extraordinarily beautiful light at the end of the tunnel. Oh my gosh. It's beautiful and amazing and colorful and wonderful and extraordinary, and it can do anything in this world. And guess what that light is? You. You are that light at the end of the tunnel. And so I promise you, you will look back on all of this and you'll be like, I wouldn't change a thing. Even if you're not there yet, trust me, that's where it's taking you. And it is the most epic journey of all time. You're the hero of it. All right. So future, divine masculine, 9 of Wands in reverse. They're starting to actually, at this point in time, think maybe I should have some boundaries. Maybe I should, be a little more choosy about who I do and don't let in my life. They may not understand energy and how it interacts and, the quantum physics of life and why things happen and the spiritual connection and the oneness of all things like you do, divine feminine. They may not get that, and they may roll their eyeballs when they hear you talk about it, or anyone else for that matter. But on a deep subconscious intuitive level and in a very masculine-y, like divine masculine-y practical way, they are thinking to themselves, you know what? I think I need to choose some better friends. Maybe I need, to focus on quality over quantity. And so they're dropping some people, they're focusing a little bit more on themselves. Now, I want to point out to you guys, because I think it's important. I don't talk about this much, but because I think you guys oftentimes already know this, but for those of you that are new, divine masculine, divine feminine are not about gender. Gender is a representation of the blueprint of life, which is masculine and feminine. So we have masculine bodies and feminine bodies, which are male and female. However, energy is positive and negative, which also is referred to at times as masculine, positive energy, feminine, negative energy. That doesn't mean negative like bad or anything like that. It's just the polarization of two energies that are intertwined, connected, and they have creative forces and they hold certain attributes. And when we understand this type of energy and how it works and how it's in all things, you have masculine and feminine energy within you, regardless of whether you're male or female. You have those aspects within you. So you'll start to see that this masculine, feminine, positive, negative polarity is in all things. It creates these torus fields of energy, and how they interact and move and exchange and create all has to do with that. So your divine masculine is the masculine energy in just the relationship with you. You are the feminine energy. Now, you have masculine and feminine, and they also have masculine and feminine. But it's the interaction and the dynamic between the two of you where there is a polarization of masculine and feminine energy. You are going through an awakening, so you are a feminine, receptive energy for the divine spirit and the awakening process that you're going through. The masculine is more rooted in the world. That's why they don't experience that the same way that you do. They're more like in the action. They bring that out in a certain way. They act things out in a certain way. Now, there will be lots of nuanced variables on all twin flame relationships. There isn't one that's the same. So there's not an exact formula that any twin flame teacher or experienced twin flame student could tell you, right? We're all students of life, right? Whether we call ourselves teachers or students, we're both, right? I'm a teacher and a student. I teach, but I'm also learning. You teach me and you learn from me, right? We are each other's teachers and students simultaneously. See how you collapse the duality of that. And it's the same thing with the twin flames. You are collapsing the duality. How do you collapse the duality between twin flames? By collapsing the duality within yourself, which is the spiritual awakening process that you're going through. And it takes time. It does not happen overnight. It doesn't. It can take years and years of interaction with the universe to evolve you into a deeper knowing and understanding of this. So don't be hard on yourself. Don't be hard on your twin flame. Trust the journey, you guys. Trust the journey within. Okay, this beautiful labyrinth of a world that we have, this changing kaleidoscope of light and matter and form. The only way out is in, right? You have to go within, and that's what this journey is teaching you. So anyway, quick little lesson on that for those of you that are new. Your divine masculine is setting boundaries. They're realizing that they need to be a little more selective in who they are spending time with, because even though they don't get the energy thing, so to speak, as deeply as you do, they still recognize that, you know, through like a more practical sense of like cause and effect, maybe this isn't working out for me so well. Maybe there's something more, something deeper that I need to look at now. And then that's starting to create some maturity and wisdom in your divine masculine, which is a really good thing. And this is creating for your divine masculine an interesting dynamic in the karmic relationship at this point. They are starting to go within, right? With the hermit right here, they're starting to go within, and they're doing that internal quest of seeking to understand who they are and where they want to go, and that is actually creating some interesting dynamic with their karmic, because their karmic is feeling very rejected by them, and as a result, their fear is kicking in, and they're being quite brutal. Emotionally and mentally toward your divine masculine. They're playing a lot of mind games. But this is actually, our karmics are there to help us, right? They're there for a reason and a purpose. And even though they're playing a particular character in our play of life, that doesn't necessarily mean like that they're like less than on a soul level. It's just that this is the character that they're playing in order to teach your divine masculine a lesson. And they're teaching them a lesson, right? That's why it's a karmic relationship, is because it's about lessons. So they're not being too kind to your divine masculine. And in return, it's actually helping your divine masculine to refine and hone in on what they really, truly, actually want, because they're seeing a lot of what they don't want. And they're, you know, that's helping them to go through this internal process of setting up boundaries, putting themselves first, recognizing what's truly important in this world, where the true riches can be found, and it's maturing them beyond what the programming of the world gave to your divine masculine early on in life. The interesting cards for you in divine masculine right here. They are looking at the relationship with you like, wow, I feel safe with this person. I feel really good around this person. This person makes me feel elevated and healthy. Yet at the same time, with the High Priestess in reverse, there's still some blocked intuition, and they feel a little bit confused about it. It's just something that is new to them that they've never really experienced before. This caduceus symbol right here is about the divine energies that we were talking about earlier, the divine feminine, the divine masculine that we all have within us. This sword right here is the staff, or the spinal column right here. And these energies, they coil up and they come out from the lower chakras down here. And, you know, you could call that Sheol, or you know, the lower energies. and then they move all the way up, and then this is the crown up here, right? And this is enlightenment. This is the skull, the brain. This process takes place within you, and there is a Kundalini awakening that takes place in the divine twins when they meet. That's part of the process. Sometimes it is possible, and it's spoken about, that sometimes a catalyst can come in and ignite this process prior to you meeting your twin flame. And then, you balance yourself out prior to meeting your twin flame. Sometimes you can have a catalyst that will come in after you meet your twin flame and go through this process that will also help you balance you out. This is all part of the process of creating like external union. It's these, a catalyst would be a karmic, and that's another kind of karmic, right? But whether you've gone through the Kundalini, this process right here takes place as part of the journey that you're on, okay? Twin flames, like if you've met a catalyst and you've gone through this, you're probably going to meet your twin flame soon. If you've already met your twin flame and you've gone through this, you may meet a catalyst or a soulmate or someone that you are, and now these are things that are so nuanced, you guys. Don't let yourself panic about it, because I panicked about a lot of this stuff, especially in the beginning. We could talk more in depth about it if you guys want to. I am a certified life coach, and I have learned a massive amount of information about twin flames, about the science behind twin flames, the psychology around twin flames, with the inner journey that we all go through in this world, whether we've met our twin flame or not. And I feel like these are the kinds of things that are so important to learn and understand, because this really truly is a journey within for you guys and for your divine masculine. But they are really looking at you, divine feminine, and thinking, wow, this person's amazing. They know that there is an intense spiritual connection. They may not even be like considering themselves to be spiritual. They may not even think of it as a spiritual connection, but they know that it's something, like they may call it something else to them, because maybe they have an aversion to spirituality, like they grew up in a religion or something that has made them feel like anything that has to do with that is cringy. But they know, like maybe they'll say instead, like, I don't know, I just feel like I have this like super deep connection with this person, or there's something about this person that just like, really gets into my like, heart and makes me feel warm and whole and understood. It could be something like that, or they may be like, you know what, there is a spiritual connection here and I don't understand it, but it's deep and I know that it's real. It doesn't really matter how they explain it or how they view it. They know it. Okay. But they still feel like they're not quite sure like why or what it is. And they have all this baggage that they still have to kind of figure out. And so there is something that's still kind of holding them back, but you don't need to be worried about that, divine feminine, because again, everything happens in the divine timing that it's meant to, even the meeting of you and your twin flame and the karmics and the catalysts in our life, right? All of these people are all part of our soul family, and they're all showing up, playing different roles in this play of life and we show up as a character in theirs, right? We're all teaching and learning from each other, even our twin flames, you guys. We're all just as important and valid in each other's life. It's just that you and your twin flame are set apart in a certain kind of way because you guys are connected at the level of the soul, okay? In a different kind of way. You're connected at the level of the soul with everyone, but it is something different with your twin flame because of the way that it affects you and the way that you affect them. It's meant to be that way. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. There's so much more that we could talk about with that. If you guys are interested in hearing more or learning more, please go to the description box below and check out the different options that we have for you right now when it comes to that. I'm going to do a quick oracle card for you, and then I'm going to end because my voice is starting to hurt a little bit, and I'm starting to feel like I'm going to start coughing. So You know what? I'm not going to use this one right now. I'm going to use this one instead. I don't know why, but I've learned to listen. When I am compelled to do something differently, I've learned to listen. Let me get you guys your numerology number. So 22, 22, okay? You got some doubles right there. That's cool. Or even 1111, right? 4 pillars. All right, let me get these cards out here. They're all stuck. There we go. All right. This is my sacred geometry oracle set. And let me just give it a quick little shuffle here. And, but yeah, if you guys like the video, please like and subscribe. And again, if you guys want to learn more, there's a lot to this journey. It's beautiful and amazing. And, you know, we're not gurus. We'll never be. I'll never claim to be a guru. My job is only here to say, you are a master, and I want you to know you're a master. You are divine. You are amazing, and I want you to know that. So whatever I can do to help facilitate that process as a fellow sojourner, I would like to do that for you. We have today, foundation, create stability. I'm kind of excited to read this one. I've never pulled this card before, so let's see what it says. I see the good I have in my life. It is the foundation for all abundance. Foundation is here to remind us that no matter what our experiences have been in life, we learn that choices are readily available to us to bring stability on all levels of our journey as we walk our soul's path. To keep and maintain a strong foundation, it is important to walk your talk, know right from wrong, learn acceptance and forgiveness, and ultimately know how fundamental it is to love yourself. Our foundation stems from the building blocks of life. The egg of life that lies nestled in the depth of our perineum is made up of 8 cells that hold our physical blueprint. It holds the key to our own creation. The cube is one of the 5 platonic solids, right there, you guys, which, apart from the sphere, can hold within it the other platonic shapes. It is a representation of our footing. From a very young age, we rely on an adult to provide for us in all aspects of life, to teach us right from wrong, set ground rules, and be a beacon to help guide us through unknown territory. Not always are we lucky enough to receive these teachings in the most positive of ways, and this can make or break our foundation and ultimately our perceptions. In life, we are not alone. Call upon your angels or guides to turn to someone you can reach out to for the support you need. Stay strong. If your foundations are firm,